Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another MLB The Show 22 video on the channel, and today I am going to be talking about which bosses I think you guys should be taking from the brand new Sizzling summer program. I'm going to be going over all 4 bosses, or I guess technically 5, but you obviously get one of them guaranteed for free. So we're going to be talking about which bosses I think you should select out of that special Takashi boss pack. But before we get into the rest of the video, guys, make sure you guys drop a like down below and subscribe with notifications on if you guys have been enjoying the vids and you do not want to miss anything coming out in the future. Make sure to check out the video I did put out earlier today. It was the second episode of the No Money Spent series. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Now what we're going to do is I'm just going to literally go into the pack and talk about which players I think you should be taking, as well as, to start actually, we're going to be talking about the lower overall players. You're going to get 3 picks out of both the classics and the flashbacks and legends players. Now I'm going to direct this at the fact of you need these cards for collections, and I'm also going to go on the fact that if you're more of a budget guy or you need some good bullpen arms, this is a great way to get those cards for free and hold on to them. And also, if you just want to sell them, obviously you're going to take the highest overall cards, but they're all the same overall, so it doesn't matter. So let's talk about these flashbacks and legends first. Card I would probably take last out of all these cards is this Harmon Killebrew, right? Third baseman, first baseman, incredible power. He's going to hit righties very well, but he is a righty. So this is basically like the live series Aaron Judge. He just doesn't look that good. He's awful on defense, has no speed, horrible fielding, and the power is really nice, obviously, but the contact against left just kills him, so he can't hit against lefties. And he's gonna hit well against righties, but he's a righty bat, so that's just, it leaves it kind of pointless, you know. So Harmon Killebrew, the last guy I would go with, although he is an all-star card, but if you need an all-star card desperately, just take one of the 2 other guys. Number 4, I would go DJ LeMahieu. He actually does hit pretty well against lefties. He hits pretty solid against righties. His speed isn't great. He's got good fielding. A lot of these cards are pretty solid. He's got some position ability. He's definitely nowhere near bad. It's not a bad option to pick out of this pack if you're looking for that. DJ LeMahieu going to be fun for Yankees, Rockies teams as well there. And number 3, I would probably go Billy Williams. Once again, just the hitters in this pack are nothing special. This Billy Williams and DJ LeMahieu are definitely solid. The DJ LeMahieu is definitely a better defender than this Billy Williams, but this Billy Williams is a much better hitter. He can also play first base. So let's say you're putting together a Cubs team, you want this Billy Williams, he's definitely going to be solid. He's going to hit pretty well. The power against lefties isn't desirable, but he's going to crush righties, and the lefty hitting is usable. It's not great, it's nothing near amazing, but it's definitely usable. And those are your 3 all-star cards. All-star cards are pretty dang easy to come across for collections as well. Although you need a lot of them, there are the most of them, and there are a lot of cheap options that you can get for like 4K minimum when it comes to those low diamonds, whether those were from the ranked seasons program, the battle royale program, a bunch of cards like that. Number 2, I would go Dinelson Lamet. Now this Dinelson Lamet is not very good as a starting arm. He does not have a good pitching mix. He's got really good hits per 9 for a starter, but that pitching mix just is not good. But none of these hitters felt like they'd be better. I guess, I don't know, I think Billy Williams and Dinelson Lamet and DJ LeMahieu are like all interchangeable. You could swap them out for any of their spots and I'd be fine with it. Dinelson Lamet, nothing special. And then at number 1, I got Seth Lugo. I've already taken this guy, and I've also took Billy Williams just because I want to do challenges with him, but I took Seth Lugo, and he legitimately finds himself a spot in my bullpen. 118 hits per 9 is really good. He doesn't have the best pitch mix, but he's got 3 speeds. He's got a really nice slider. He's got good break, solid velocity, solid control, solid K per 9. Just a solid card. He probably will get replaced pretty soon in the bullpen if I get any new arms, but he's also a second half hero, which is the hardest of any of these cards for the collections. Breakout is somewhat hard, but second half is definitely the hardest, so I took Seth Lugo there. He's my number 1 guy out of there. Obviously, these gold packs, they've been literally in the game since day 1. You should have all those cards. And when it comes to the classics cards, going over these, in last place, I'm going to go with Bo Bichette. This Bo Bichette card is not very good at this point in the game. he's gonna hit pretty well. He's gonna be a fine defender. He feels like a very average card, and there's some really solid cards in this pack right here, and I just don't feel like he's a great choice here, especially when it comes to the Future Star collection. We just got a bunch of brand new Future Stars, so very easy to come across those cards. And then at number 4, I'd probably go Jesus Luzardo. As a starter, he's got a really solid pitch mix. I like that curveball, sinker, slider, four-seamer, changeup pitch mix. But his hits per 9 isn't as much as you'd like. He's another lefty arm. There are a lot of lefty arms in the game right now, and his control is not great. So Jesus Luzardo coming in at number 4 for me. Now coming in at number 3, I'm going to go with probably Gio Urshela. Gio Urshela got really solid hitting stats. He's a solid defender, but once again, a monthly awards card. I'm trying to take into account the fact that a lot of these cards aren't going to make most people's teams. So I'm taking into account the fact of how good they are, but as well how useful they are. On monthly awards cards, you get a ton of them free every month. So Gio Urshela isn't super needed for collections. He's gonna hit really well, crushes lefties, pretty solid against righties, and is a solid defender, but just really doesn't feel like anything too crazy. At number 2, I'm gonna be going with Jo Adell. Some really nice speed in the outfield, solid hitting stats for sure, got really solid power, okay contact, great fielding stats, got that all positions in the field, and a nice righty bat. Jo Adell looks pretty solid as well. Prospects are a little bit harder to come across once you get all the gold ones done. They do go up a little bit in price, so Jo Adell, getting him free is pretty solid card there. But at number 1, I'm going to go Eloy Jimenez. Now, this card does not compare to Jo Adell when it comes to his defense, but Eloy legitimately could make a case to be a bench bat on my team, and my team is very good, and he just crushes lefties. He's very good against righties. He'll hold his own in the corners. That speed isn't amazing, but he's got a solid arm, okay fielding. Eloy is definitely the best card in this pack. I've been getting some missions done with him, so that'll be pretty nice. But yeah, if I had to tell you who to pick out of this pack, I would say Eloy, Jo Adell, and Urshela are probably the best options. And when it comes to the flashbacks and legends packs, the 3 I would tell you to take, I would tell you to take Seth Lugo, and 2 out of the 3 here, depending on what you need. If you need 2 more all-stars and you don't need any breakout players, take your all-stars. But if you need a breakout, take Dinelson Lamet. If you need a new starting arm and you are super fond of like a two-seamer and a circle change, take Dinelson Lamet. But those cards, they don't really mean a ton. They're just in there. Some solid bullpen arms for sure. Now, getting to the meaty stuff, let's talk about the Sizzling Summer Takashi bosses. These 4 cards. There isn't honestly a particularly bad card in here. I think there's definitely a place card here that you should not take out of here unless you're a Pirates fan, which is Honus Wagner. A lot of people were hyping this Honus Wagner card up. Obviously, he's got really good speed, really good steal, incredible fielding. He plays every position on the field except for catcher, as Christian Javier just got supercharged. We're also going to be talking about some supercharged cards today. But that power is just killer, man. If that power was in the 80s, that would be usable. It'd be a lot better, but Honus Wagner just doesn't feel like a usable card to me. He feels usable. He's definitely a usable card, actually. He's just not preferred over any of these guys to me. Honus Wagner, I don't know, man. I can't see myself taking him. Sick card art, though. Love Honus Wagner as a player. But overall, can't get myself to choose him here. And then coming in at number 3, I would go Stan Musial. Once again, he's got really incredible hitting stats. Like, he's sort of like a better Honus Wagner with his hitting stats. He's obviously worse in the field and doesn't have as many positions, but he's got really solid fielding. The speed is quite killer, so you can't really play him in the outfield all that much. Maybe in the corners you could get away with it. He's gonna be great at first base, but like I've said many times in a lot of my videos, there's so many good first basemen in the game at this point. You got Michael Toglia, you got Frank Thomas, you got Carlos Delgado. Stan Musial just doesn't feel like a guy I want to take when Frank Thomas is essentially a free option. Like, a lot of collections are definitely doable, no money spent. Like I've done Frank Thomas, no money spent, so I think getting him. I also think Michael Toglia is better than the Stan Musial just because he is a switch hitter. So I can't get myself to take the Stan Musial as well, but he's definitely pretty solid. And then coming in at number 2 is this Mike Piazza. If If Mike Piazza's swing wasn't god-awful, Mike Piazza would 100% be the pick here. The problem is, I don't know what it is about his swing. I can't pinpoint it exactly, but his swing, it just feels so not smooth. It feels just gross. But those, you can't ignore those hitting stats and those solid defensive stats. He's got first base, secondary, so if you like Joe Mauer behind the plate and you like Mike Piazza, you can throw him at first. And those hitting stats are just incredible. 100 plus in every single stat. He absolutely crushes lefty, is really good against righty, a solid righty bat, solid fielding, a solid arm. Obviously doesn't have speed behind the plate, but Mike Piazza looks like possibly the best catcher in the game. Like I said, it really depends if you can get used to his swing or not, because his swing is the make or break on this card. I'm gonna take him probably, and I'll try him out, but I can't guarantee that he'll be my starting catcher over like a Corey Lee or a Henry Davis or a Joe Mauer. So we'll see what happens there. And then at number one, this should be a surprise to no one, Rollie Fingers. A really good bullpen arm. He's got 4 pitches, a sinker, slider, forkball, 4-seam, throws 3 different pitch speeds with those pitches. He's got 111 hits per 9, 115 K per 9, 92 walk per 9, and 94 home run per 9. Incredible per 9s right there. He's got 93 control, 90 velocity, 95 break. Nice righty arm out of the bullpen. Is going to be hard to hit for sure with those hits per 9. Wish he would have had outlier, obviously, but he is incredible still. Really like this Rollie Fingers card. And overall, if I had to choose 2 that I'm going to be picking, it's 100% going to be Rollie and Mike Piazza. But Stam Usual definitely deserves a shout. If I were you, I would not take Honus Wagner just because that power is going to be very annoying. And then when it comes to Fernando Valenzuela, everyone's going to be in this card. He is quite good as well. But yeah, other than that, those are all the players that I wanted to rank in the Sizzling Summer program. Help you guys out, let you guys know who I'm going to be taking out of the Sizzling Summer packs and who I think you should be taking as well. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much going to be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe with noties on. But yeah, I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace out.